How's it? So I haven't gone missing in action for the last 2-3 weeks. I decided to take a little break from producing videos on a weekly basis. My children from overseas were visiting us for a couple of weeks and we had a terrific time with my grandkids. It was just a fantastic time. But now they've gone back, they've already settled back in the States, and kind of got me thinking about the rest of this year. And I realized, hey, the second half of this year, man, is shaping up for a really wild ride. The kind of three big things that are rolling in. The one is a new book, a new build, and a new beginning. Let me talk a little bit about those things. At the end of this video, two things are going to happen. I'm going to speak about our build, so wait until the end of that. And then at the very end, I attended the first 2 days, well, the first 3 days of the J-Bay Open, and I'll just share some of the shots and some of the video and some of the footage that I took of the J-Bay Open at the very end of this video. So hang around until the very end and watch the video. First of all, as we move into the next 6 months, one of the big things for me is a book launch. I've compiled this book, written this book called Lose Your Emotional Flab. Flab is an acronym for fear, loss, anger, and blame, and it's a spiritual guide to emotional freedom. It really came out of COVID, this book, and it really spoke to me very deeply. And so I took some of the work that our pastors had done in preaching this series during COVID, and I kind of developed it and just kind of evolved it a bit further. And I think it's going to be a tremendous book to help you to achieve emotional freedom. I mean, too many of us are held captive. We're carrying our fear with us. We're carrying our loss, the things that we've lost in life. Many of us are angry about stuff and we're carrying that with us. And then there's the whole culture of blame in our society that everybody else is responsible for what's going wrong in our lives. And that's an emotional burden. And I'm saying, well, here's some stuff that we can get rid of that emotional flab and just find some spiritual freedom. So hang on for that book. So just in the launch of that book, the kind of a sequence of events, the first thing is on the 25th of July, it goes live on Kindle. So you can download it on Kindle. And then I'm doing some hard copies. There's a print on demand for those of you who live outside of South Africa. You can buy it. But if you want a hard copy here in South Africa, then drop me an email at markvanstranden@mac.com and I'll make arrangements with you on how to get a hard copy. They'll be done by the 31st of August when I go down to Durban and I get to preach in our church, in Grace Family Church, in the 3 morning services. The second thing that's rolling in the second half of this year, maybe early next year, is what I'm calling Life Between Sundays. What do I mean by Life Between Sundays? So what I'm going to be doing with Life Between Sundays, I realize that for those of you who are churchgoers, you go to church on Sunday, and then the next Sunday, what happens between the Sundays? And so I've been preaching for over 35 years. I've been looking through some of my material, and I'll be compiling these encouraging messages that come out of all my experience to bring some life between the Sundays, to help you midweek in your journey of faith. But that's going to be happening towards the end of 2025, maybe early 2026. Now the third thing, our house build. If you've been following this channel for a while, you'll know that Christy and I, we moved from Mishlooti to Jeffreys Bay, and we're living in Durban for over 34 years, 33 years, leading a church down there. Wonderful life, incredibly grateful. Love Durban, still a Sharks supporter. But we felt ready for a new adventure, a new challenge. In fact, you can watch the video over here. You can see the story of what it's all about. And there's also going to be a link below if you want to catch up with our journey. And part of that journey was that we were going to buy a piece of property and then build a house over here. And everybody said to us, you're crazy, it's going to cost you more and all that stuff. And really we knew that people were going to be right. We knew actually that it's true. But nevertheless, we began the journey. So the plan was to sell our house in Mshlooti, well, it was a flat, whatever, and to take the money from that flat and to build a place here in Jeffreys Bay. We want to be in a estate called Marina Martinique, beautiful place to live. And so we began that process. And as we began to journey down that road, we realized very quickly this is going to take longer and it's going to cost more. We knew it, now we're living it. Anyway, we're on our way with this thing, and we have fluctuated and we have a kind of stress about it, and we have decided, should we not do this? Should we just rent? Should we just sell the piece of property we got there, have this capital, and all that kind of stuff? It's all been part and parcel of this journey. I'll just share with you a little bit about some of the things that I've already undertaken. I want to say that they're unexpected, but they were expected unexpected, if you know what I mean. So the first thing is really around the idea of costs. We have saved some money over the last 40 years. With some of our savings, we could pay some of the other costs that would emerge. The first thing that struck us, we found a piece of property. It was the cheapest property on the estate. We made an offer, the guy accepted that offer, and so we began the process of buying this piece of property. And then he realized that he's going to pay commission and he was going to get over 25,000 Rand less than what he hoped for, and so no, the deal's off. And I had to make a decision whether I was going to pay the commission and secure their property or lose the property over this amount of money. And so I decided, listen, we wanted that property. It's one of the nicest properties at our price level in the marina, and so we decided we'll go for it anyway. So boom, we out of pocket about 25,000 before we even started this journey. We get down here, we go through the process, and I'm getting worried about the costs, and I get a quantity surveyor to come and evaluate. Boom, another 5,500 Rand to get the quantity surveyor to really do a great job. He did a great job and he's helped us tremendously. It's probably one of the best 5,500 Rands I've spent in getting clear as to how much this project's going to cost. Then of course I had to pay a deposit for building at the marina, and I had to pay for their building inspector to come in and do the inspections to make sure that we are conforming to the parameters of the marina, and that's another just over 10,000 Rand. And then of course I had to submit plans to the local municipality, and that was another 8 and something grand. And before we blinked at 51,000, boom, it's gone. And you're right, for those of you who say it's going to cost more and all that stuff, we realize that. We have been able to draw on some of our savings and yet we're in now. So we've appointed an engineer, we've appointed the builder. The plans are all submitted for over a week. We expect to hear back from the municipality within the next week or so, and then we can break ground. And that's why I'm excited and inviting you to be part of this journey. So if you want to know more about and watch this journey unfold for us as we share the undertaking, it's not a big house, it's a small house. It's a house for Christine and I, and maybe some guests later on. And there's nothing fancy about it. We're doing it on the absolutely bare minimum of what a house like this is going to cost, and that we have a goal to get within our certain budget, and we're determined to do it. We're inviting you to share in this journey, to give us advice, and yeah, just witness it. If you think of doing something along the same in your late 60s, you may want to join us in this journey. Yeah, that's it. So if you want to do that, subscribe to the channel, and then the other thing is, if you want to, you can just hang on to the video a little longer. I'm going to show you some video footage, just some photographs and pictures and video that I took on the first 2 days of the J-Bay Open. By the time you watch this, the J-Bay Open will probably be finished and over. But anyway, you can also just switch off whatever you want to do. We're going to have some fun, okay? 2025, the rest of 2025 is about having fun, it's about experiencing, it's about taking adventures, taking some risks, and that's what life's about. Otherwise you're going to get really, really bored and really, really old. God bless you. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. See you next time.
Pure, fuzzy innocence. Soft, subtle, deadly kiss. Charming, infatuated, just one hug. A lot of hate, but mostly love. Alarming, I got a lust-hate relationship with the place I